Okay. So see, student, we will be learning about the disparity. Earlier unit we had already seen that there is a social heterogeneity into the Indian society. So whenever heterogeneity is there, so we should have certain inequality in that. So disparity, it is the difference, or you can say the inequality, or you can say the distribution. So we all are going to discuss the most important topics which we all are going to discuss in this particular unit will be the stratification and inequality. Stratification means the layer actually. So here we are not concerned with the layer. It means here we will be talking about the how the what is the hierarchy in which the people are being placed. Then we will be talking about the gender disparities, violence against the woman, female feticide, declining sex ratio, then portrayal of women in media, disparities and disability. Right, disability is also taking the people backward, like physically handicapped people, mentally handicapped people. Additional topic also will be discussed in this unit, that is status of women in India, socio-economic problems. We will be also handling solution to the socio-economic problems of women in India, then socially handicapped people, service available to the handicapped people. We all have all such topics in this particular unit. In detail, we all are going to discuss. But see, when we talk about first topic, we will be talking about the social stratification and the inequality. See, when we talk about society, so how the society should be. Actually, the society should be the uniform. So its member, if are not equal, it is going to divide into the layers. So every society ranks and rates its member depending upon the certain factor. Like some societies, they are labeling the people, or you can say simply dividing them into the caste, education level, economic status, occupation. For instance, based on economic status, individual are placed into the social classes like lower income, middle income, and upper income. Or you can say the lower class, middle class, and the upper class. Caste system rank group as upper caste and the lower caste. Social stratification is actually the system of the social inequality which rates and ranks the member of society based on definite characters or criteria. Its limit to access the power, opportunity, privilege, and the wealth. When we talk about the social stratification, so in the established system of classifying group based on caste and economic system and etc., social stratification bestow the prestige and privilege on the allied classes only, and other classes they are suppressed. And this particular class system, or you can say the caste system, it restricts the opportunity available on the masses. That means the lower class or lower caste people, they will be not getting the opportunity. So first, today we will be talking about the system and type of social stratification is the caste system. Sociologists have recognized three main system of stratification or the human division. One is the caste system, then class system, and the state system. In this particular lecture, where the caste system will be under discussion. When we talk about the caste system, it is the form of social stratification which is peculiar to the India. When we talk about caste system, so actually, majority of the population is Hindu, and it is the integral part of the Hindu social organization. Although many of its features are found in other religious group also, like you will find that the caste system is followed into the Christian and other caste sects also, but still it is there. The Hindu caste system is very much prevalent. First of all, it is the major caste into the India, And second, other important thing is that they have the proper caste or categories of the people. The caste system is a rigid form of the stratification based of on the heredity and the status. You cannot change this caste system. That means if you have born in a particular class, you will be dying with that particular caste only. So it is based on the heredity status, traditional occupation, and restriction on the social relationship. There is no valid theory that could explain the origin of caste. Some sociologists they are in the view that the caste is a pre-Aryan institution, part of the prehistoric clan life into the India. Some scholars they equate the caste system with the original old Varna system. The Varna system classified individual into the four group based on their occupation. They were not having any intention to decline the people on the basis of occupation. They have whatever thing they were doing. They have divided people into the four castes: Brahmanas, that is the religious preachers, scholars, teachers, and like people. So, in general, we can say these are the priests and the academics. Then the next caste was the Kshatriya. Now, here the administrative people will come. So, all rurals, then administrator, warrior, king, they all will be belonging to the Kshatriya caste. Now, see Vaishyas. So these are the people, rich people, you can say, moneylender, then artisans, traders, and merchant, landlords, and all. They all will come into the Vaishya. So Vaishya is simply a rich caste, you can say. Then the Shudras, worker or the labor people. Here the commoners, peasants, servant, all this will come. But there are certain people which is not mentioned in your book, but that is the untouchable out of caste people. Street sweeper, then latrine cleaners, they all will come in that particular caste. And in general this caste is categorized as a dalit. So it is no to be noted, caste and varnas are the two separate concepts. There is several religions into the secular interpretation of the caste and the varna system. No one sure exactly when, how, and either the system all this come into the existence. However, we can conclude that the varna system was a functional division of the labor based on its their aptitude. So we should not conclude that this is the system. For instance, any individual with any aptitude of learning could be considered as the brahmin. So also, any individual with an aptitude for the welfare and administration, they will be concluded as the Kshatriya. So it is not like that this and this people will be Brahmin. Also, a person with aptitude for business related activity could be considered as the Vaishya. So the Varna system was classification of individual which is based on their aptitude, or you can say their ability. It was not the classification of group based on the hereditary status. Although the Varnas are unequal in hierarchy system, varna as a form of situation has become thing of past. But in today's society, the caste system prevails with all its peculiarities. कि भाई ये Brahmin है, so Brahmin, their children will be the Brahmin, whether they are preaching or not, whether they related to the academician or not. So today's caste system is totally different. In ancient time, this caste system was set up with the mentality they have grouped the people as per their particular occupation. So when we talk about, there are only four varnas, but there are several caste and subcaste. As I told you that one big category is untouchable caste has been made. The varna system is based on occupation, but this caste system, which has been made, it is based on the birth. So here, the Varna and caste, they have the differences between two. Varna system never ever occupied the people on the basis of their birth, or you can say the origin, which family they have taken birth. It is depend on their aptitude or their abilities, what thing they can do. Varna system was more or less, you can say, a open system, that I have been born in one particular caste, but I have ability of certain higher caste, so I can switch to that. So that is called as the open system. But when we talk about the caste system, so it is a closed type of system. For instance, Vaishya could become Kshatriya. Vaishya, they if they will get the ability, or you can say the strength, to be a warrior or a king, so definitely they can switch to the Kshatriya caste. They may suppose, for example, the Vaishya has get or become the priest, or he has taken the interest into the god, and they have become the pujari or priest or the academician. So that particular time the Vaishya can be a Brahmin too. So this is a Varna system, but the caste system is often regarded as a closed system. There is no such thing or such switching is allowed into the caste system. Varna system followed by the principle of equality, if you will say, although there is a differences, or you can say the disparity is there, but this disparity on the basis of the talent or the ability aptitude of the individual, not the birth. All Varnas have the equal opportunity in the social, educational, political, and economic activity. The caste system is based on the principle of actually inequality, that the person one who has taken the birth into the Brahmina will be the Brahmina in their entire life, and they will not having any chance to switch into the any other caste. Caste system is based on the principle of inequality. Lower caste people were denied opportunities in education, as well as social and political activity were also been uh, prevented, means they were prevented to take part in all such type of the social activities and the political activities. So see, it was not the main intention of the Varna system to categorize the people and make such type of untouchability. Varna system is less rigid, people have more freedom in their individual and the social life. Caste system is more rigid in nature, the places restriction of the food on habit, occupation, and other activities of the member of the particular caste. Scholar point of Varna system has the sanction of the Hindu religion. The four Varnas emerged from the four different part of the Brahma, that is Brahmin from the mouth, and Kshatriya from the shoulder, Vaishya from the thighs, and Shudra from the feet. However, scholars like Swami Vivekanand have said the caste system does not have sanction of the Hindu religion. Swami Vivekanand, he says, in religion there is no caste. So there are very good. The Swami Vivekananda is the one of the one example, but like that, many other social reformers were there. Those who have just tried to eradicate all such caste system. When we talk about the characteristic of caste, so this caste have the hierarchy. It is subject to social and the religious hierarchy. Caste system represent hierarchical pyramid with the Brahmins at the top and the number of lower caste at the bottom, as you all can see on my screen. And thousands of other castes and subcastes are present or situated in between of the pyramid. So Brahmin at the top and the other caste, lower caste people, they will be there, and in between the other castes which are not mentioned will be there. Hereditary caste system is related to heredity. It is not related to the aptitude or the talent, or you can say the potential of an individual. The social status of an individual is determined by the caste which one is born. For instance, child born in Brahmin family will be the Brahmin, and Shudra family child will be always a Shudra. Then endogamy, it follows the concept of endogamy. It is practice of marrying within the specific social group. That means the Brahmin should marry with the Brahmin only. Kshatriya will have the wives from the Kshatriya only. Or maybe you can say the caste ethnic group, thereby rejecting other from the outside group. That means Brahmana will never accept that they should have the Bahu from some other caste. So all thereby that means, in short, we can say that rejecting the other group as unsuitable for marriage for close personal relationship. Therefore, in the past, intercaste marriages were strictly forbidden. They were never allowing the intercaste marriages, but now the system is really very open. Now the intercaste marriages are there. Even inter-religion marriages are also been allowed, and as per the democracy, any individual can have any type of matlab life partner, any irrespective of their religion, their caste, and all. But still, the society, they will not very much open to accept in today's time. Also, the society is not very much open to accept such type of the differences. Each caste is a social unit which is headed by a leader. The leader of the group could punish the member for infringement of caste rule through the imposition of fine, giving corporal punishment, or excommunication, and so on. They may be like that the person or the leader, they can say that the person, they have not followed the rules. Suppose they have married, or they have their wards married in some other caste, so we can stop communication with them. All such thing can be happen. Localized group, there is no uniform standard where with the caste overall country. For instance, particular caste may be considered as untouchable in the region but not in the other region. So localized group, suppose they are considered, as I told you, that people, as in the previous, when we were discussing about how our society has been formed, so that time we will have discussed that the people with the same caste and same mentality, they usually prefer to stay together, especially into the rural areas. When we were talking about the characteristic of the rural area, you might have remembered my point, that I told you that the people into the rural area usually of single caste, and they are just like a family. So maybe when they are in all together, so that time they might have considered as the untouchable caste, but in that particular region they will be considered as matlab, there will not be such disparity with them. Traditional occupation, in old caste system, member of particular caste followed a certain occupation only, right? Which was handed over from generation to generation. That means the Brahmina, they will be belonging to the priest and academics only. Kshatriya will. But now here there is no such bar on the occupation. You will find that the Kshatriya, they are also academician, they are also merchant, they are also the peasant or servant or anything. So, for instance, occupation of religion preachers was handed over from generation to generation, but here now it is not actually the case. Theory of pollution, relationship between the castes were traditionally determined by the concept of pollution and the purity. This theory asserted that the lower caste people, they are polluting the higher castes. The theory of pollution and purity form the basis of untouchability. They feel like that if we will come in contact with the lower caste people, we will be polluting. So Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar burned Manu Smriti symbolically in 1927 to destroy the untouchability and the caste discrimination. The lower caste people were denied to access the school, place of worships, wells, and everything. They were not allowed. They were considered as the polluted people. But Baba Saheb Ambedkar, they have thought for them, they have given them right, and he has fought a lot. So this theory of pollution is eliminated by the Dr. Bhimrao Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Then food habit. There were certain restrictions regarding the food habit. For instance, the when we talk about the pure Brahminas, so they will not eat the non-veg food, alcoholic drinks, and all. So there are certain type of the food restrictions into the various castes also. People were restricted from eating and drinking from the outside their own caste, especially in the caste case of the upper caste. So they will never ever take. They will consider that if we will be taking the food from the lower caste people, then we will be getting the polluted. So there were certain type of the mentality of the people. And when we talk about the customs and tradition, the caste system also differ in terms of the customs and the tradition. For instance, the sacred thread is worn by the upper caste Hindu ceremony, wearing of the sacred thread, or you can say the yagno pavitra, और भी कुछ term है, that is Geneva or some, I don't remember that particular term. They are having a sacred thread. They are tying it. It is also known as the Apnayanam. The Apnayanam ceremony is generally associated with the higher caste of the Hindu. They are also riding a horse during the wedding procession. It is not allowed for lower caste grooms in certain states or area. This means only grooms of upper castes can ride a horse during the wedding procession. That means if they have certain type of the wedding procession, the groom cannot go. Just a minute, someone is typing something into the chat. The student has to go. So all such caste system was just trying the trying to pollute the all such type of environment. Actually they were creating the theory of pollution and all, but actually they were themselves those who were talking about or distributing the society. So this is all about the caste system. Next lecture we all will be talking about the classes. That means what on the basis of the class, that how actually it is a universal in nature, that how the people are classified on the basis of the economic position. So for this note, for today's lecture we'll stop now. If you have any doubt you can ask me.
No, ma'am.